A cruise after 50 can be the best vacation of your life, or the most expensive mistake you'll ever make. And here's the part nobody tells you. Which one you get is almost never decided on the ship. Let me be straight with you, because that's the whole point of this channel. I'm not here to scare you off cruising, just the opposite. For our age, a cruise might be the smartest way to travel there is. They carry you, they feed you, there's a doctor on board, there's a show at night, and you unpack exactly once. That's a gift when your knees aren't 25 anymore. But that same convenience is exactly why the industry is counting on you to book on a feeling. To see the sunset photo, picture the buffet and hit reserve before you've checked the 7 things that turn that dream into a trap. So today, before you book, we're walking through all 7. Number 4 quietly saves you hundreds of dollars. And number 1 decides whether you stroll off that ship relaxed or spend your vacation stuck in lines and sitting in the medical center. Let's get into it. Quick, honest note first. This is general guidance to help you ask better questions, not personal medical or financial advice. For your health and your policy, that's a talk with your own doctor and your own insurer. All right, number 7. The cabin decides everything, and most people pick it last. Here's what cruise lines are hoping you'll do. Grab the cheapest inside cabin to save a little money, without a single thought about where that cabin sits on the ship. That's a mistake that follows you the whole trip. A room low and in the middle of the ship, near the waterline, near the center, rocks the least when the sea gets rough. And after 50, when your balance isn't quite what it was, that motion is the difference between sleeping soundly and feeling seasick for 3 days. The other half of it is the walk. A cheap cabin at the far end of a deck can mean a quarter-mile hike to the dining room, several times a day, on a moving floor. Those 3 things matter more than the color of the bedspread. That's the room. Now, the ship itself. Number 6. Not every cruise is built for us. 2 ships can leave the same port on the same day and be completely different worlds. One is a floating party. Loud pool decks, a young crowd, music till 2 in the morning. The other is calm and roomy, with enrichment talks, early dinners, and a crowd closer to your own age. Book the wrong one and no amount of planning fixes it. And here's the rule that saves first-timers. Don't start with a 2-week voyage. Take a shorter 3 or 4 night trip first, learn how your body handles being at sea, and find out whether you even like it before you commit a fortnight and a small fortune. A good one will steer you right in about 30 seconds. Now, the one people skip entirely. Number 5. The doctor on board is not free, and your insurance probably won't help. Most passengers assume that if something goes wrong at sea, they're covered. They are not. The ship's medical center is real, and it's capable, but it runs like a private clinic, and you pay out of pocket, often hundreds or thousands of dollars, right there on the spot. Worse, most standard health plans generally do not cover you once the ship leaves the country. And an emergency evacuation off a ship can cost more than your house. This is not a reason to stay home. It's a reason to buy travel medical insurance with emergency evacuation coverage before you sail. It's the cheapest peace of mind in this whole video. And speaking of money quietly leaving your pocket. Number 4. The price you're quoted is almost never the price you pay. Here's the game. The fare in the ad looks like a bargain. Then the extras land. Daily gratuities, added automatically, times 2 people, times the number of nights. A drink package. Wi-Fi that costs more per day than your phone plan back home. Specialty restaurants. Shore tours. On many sailings, those add up to nearly as much as the cruise fare itself. So before you book, do one thing. Add the gratuities, one basic package, and your tours onto the sticker price, and look at that real number. That's what you're actually paying. Make them show you the real total, not the headline. That one question keeps hundreds of dollars in your pocket. Quick question before we go on. If you've cruised before, what's the one thing you wish you'd checked before booking? Drop the number of this tip, or your own, down in the comments. I read every one. Now, back to it. Number 3. The shore excursions can strand you. This is the mistake that ends vacations. In every port, the independent tour down on the dock looks cheaper and more exciting than the ship's official one. Sometimes it is. But here's what they don't print on the flyer. If an independent tour runs late, the ship does not wait. It sails without you. with your medication, your passport, and your suitcase still in the cabin. If you book the excursion through the cruise line, the ship is obligated to wait for its own tour or get you to the next port. So for a long day or anything far from the dock, book through the ship. That little bit extra buys you a ship that won't leave you standing on a pier in a country you don't know. Now the two that are pure comfort. Number 2, your medications and your meals. Arrange them before you sail. Bring every prescription in its original labeled bottle, enough for the whole trip plus a few spare days in case a port gets skipped, and split them between 2 bags so one lost bag never leaves you without them. And here's the free perk nobody claims. Nearly every cruise line offers special meals. Low sodium, diabetic friendly, gluten-free. At no extra charge if you ask ahead of time. If you're watching your salt or your blood sugar, arrange it when you book, and your meals are handled for the whole voyage. Done. Which brings us to the one this whole video was built around. Number 1. Getting on and off the ship is where comfort is won or lost. Embarkation day is a crowd. Thousands of people, long lines, luggage everywhere, and a lot of standing. And every port after that is another round of on and off. Here's what most travelers over 50 never do. They don't ask for help, out of pride, and they pay for it with an exhausting first day. You don't have to. Every major cruise line offers boarding and mobility assistance. You request it when you book, and again a couple of days before you sail. It gets you through the crowd calmly, with priority boarding and someone to help at the gangway at every stop. Pair that with the midship cabin near the elevator from number 7, and the whole trip changes. You board rested. You step off easy. You spend the vacation enjoying the ship instead of fighting it. That right there is the difference between a great cruise and a hard one. So here's the honest truth to leave you with. None of this is a reason not to go. Just the opposite. Check these 7, and a cruise really can be the easiest, most comfortable trip you take after 50. The trap was never the cruise itself. The trap is booking on a feeling and finding out the rest on the ship when it's too late to fix. Do it the calm way, and you'll wonder why you waited so long. If this saved you a little money or a little stress, it costs you nothing to subscribe, and it keeps these coming. And before you pack a single bag for that cruise, watch this next one. The green suitcase and the red suitcase, exactly what to carry on for a cruise after 50, and the things that'll get pulled aside at the terminal. It's right here.